up, beautiful people? Welcome. My name is Cherisse, if this is your first time here. Welcome to the darkness of my very, very, very humble abode. I did move back into my Forerunner, guys, about 4 or 5 days ago, and I wanted to make my next video about just kind of what life is like working a normal job while also living out of my Forerunner. But I have just been kind of all over the place, and I just felt like I needed to make a video about what I'm kind of going through more on an emotional level. Yeah, I recently entered a little bit of a depression, and I'm doing really good, and I will say that I'm doing really good for the fact that I am feeling very depressed. But I think that if you watched my last video, guys, you're probably gonna be like, okay, I get it. But if you didn't watch my last video, February was an extremely chaotic and intense and overwhelming month for me. And I think that it's finally just kind of hitting me. I also recently just cut somebody out of my life who was a very meaningful friendship for a few years, and it was really difficult for me to do that, and I think that it just kind of was like the cherry on top of pushing me over into a little bit of a depressive episode, as well as some stuff that happened in the past few days at my work has just been kind of just pushing me over and over into a little bit more of a deeper depression. I feel like I have been in this constant mode of gratefulness for all that's been going on in my life and how well I've been handling everything and the stability that I've been really creating. But there has been these consistent kind of lingering fears and skepticism around how long this is going to last. For a while, I've been hearing this little voice in my head giving me a very consistent timeline on how long that I will be here. And I've been really fighting it because I want it to be for longer than that. But I will also say that the last time that I felt there was a spirit message about kind of the timeline of me being in an area, it was actually totally accurate. So with the really intense energy that's happening recently in my life, I feel like a lot of those fears of instability have been resurfacing really intensely, and kind of just like this fear of how like things just have consistently not worked out for me. Even in places and situations that I really wanted it to. And I try to remain positive and, create new, not limiting beliefs, but I find myself definitely facing these fears again. And I will say I have a pretty massive trust system with the universe on how things work out in my life, and that there is some type of greater plan or purpose and timing to things happening for me. And in a lot of situations, especially really beautiful ones, I don't want to let them go. Even though I know there's an ending. And sometimes during really beautiful things, I can kind of feel how long it's gonna be. And I've had multiple signs about like symbols and signs that mean very distinguishing things in my life, certain synchronicities that have always led to kind of the same types of timings and situations, and there's a lot I've been fighting around these constant synchronicities, and I don't think that they're warnings as much as they are showing me kind of what the plot line of that period of my life is like, and it's very consistent, and it's kind of wild when you learn to study this and see the mysticism and the synchronicities and all the fucking symbols and signs that the universe is sending you and messages and all of that, and just how much it really does line up, even if I try to fight it. It's magical and beautiful, but at the same time, it can be really discouraging and even pain-inducing, I think, because I try to fight it so much, and I try to cling to things that I know are not there for a long time. And I don't have all of the fucking words to say like a lot of these gurus and spiritual teachers about how just realigning your beliefs and creating new belief systems, and I don't fucking know about all of that stuff, guys. I have my own beliefs about it, but one thing I do know is that it feels like life is teaching me to have a massive amount of trust and faith and allowing what happens in my life to happen as it does, and learn the lessons and take the redirections. And I am so proud of the person that I've turned into, as well as the person that I am turning into. But there are times when I can already see the end of something, and I try not to dread it. But as much as I try to be like detached and such, goodbyes are fucking difficult for me, and I don't fucking always like them. And sometimes they're very painful. I think I'm definitely looking too far ahead right now, perhaps, and remaining grounded and as much in this present moment as I possibly can is absolutely important. Absolutely important. That's one thing that I'm really grateful about living in my car again, is that it actually means that when I'm not at work, the majority of my time is spent in nature again, and it has been very grounding and very beneficial and helpful to the waves of depression that I've been feeling and the waves of fear. And as much as I look at my life and think I've got it figured out and the signs and symbols, I also realize that things could turn out a very different way than I expect and see coming for myself. I also realize I am just so used to having the universe hit me with hard to swallow experiences and plot twists all the time. I think that there's also probably an aspect of feeling like I'm getting used to a certain sense of stability, and now I'm terrified to lose it again. Well, at the same time, it's like, it's kind of life. Life is a roller coaster, and you never know what you're going to lose and when you're going to lose it. You never know what the next turn is going to bring you in life. And while this is a lot, my life has taught me how to be strong as fuck. And have a whole lot of crazy faith that I'm going to be okay and that I'm going to be provided for. There are absolutely times that I would love to feel like I've figured it out. I have the keys, guys. I have the keys to a successful life. I know how to control it now. I would love that sometimes. And maybe some way down the road I'll have shit more figured out to where it doesn't feel so painful all the time. And I know there's like a million people out there who have all the reasons for why it feels painful to me and why my life is so chaotic and why everything. I feel like I just don't even want that right now, because a lot of the stuff, a lot of the messages that I see don't align with me. And that's okay. If you watch something or hear something or read something and it doesn't align with you at the time, it's alright. First of all, maybe that message is not for you right now, and maybe that message is just not for you. I don't fucking know. I don't have all the answers. But anyway, guys, I'm literally just sitting here looking at an affirmation on my car door, and it says, "It'll be great." And I'm doing my best, and good things happen to and for me. I don't always know what life is trying to turn me into, but I absolutely think that she is an amazing woman. And I look forward to when my life goes more smoothly. Because it has been insane. And maybe someday I will just learn how to take these constant bumps and chaos so much better, to where it doesn't even faze me anymore, and it doesn't even feel like this same type of painful experiences and intenseness. Perhaps someday I will just reach a certain level of detachment or whatever, that I can just take it head on and just be steady and stable through it. Maybe that's maybe that's the purpose of all of this in my life, is to make me into that kind of person. I don't fucking know. I hope that someday it feels a little bit more smooth. I fucking hope to God that there is a day that it's not just fucking like this. And I'm so grateful for this time that I have where I'm at with what I'm doing. I just have had some really intense fears, and not even necessarily anxieties, but a lot of, I think when I can see the end of something, it always makes me sad. And there is a part of me that hopes that I'm wrong. There is a really big part of me that hopes I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. But there is another part of me that says, if I'm right, I'm ready. And I'm gonna be okay. Doesn't mean it's not gonna suck, and it doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt, but I'm ready for it. I'll admit, I did not think that I would have this level of financial and mental stability for another decade. And here I am, and now that I'm creating that, there is a part of me that's like, wow, this is awesome. You're showing yourself how capable you are. And there is another part of myself that is terrified to lose it. I'm terrified to lose this. Well, yeah, there's a part of me that's not afraid to lose pretty much anything, because I know that I'll make it and that I'll be alright, and I've already proven how much of a badass I am. But at the same time, there is a part of me that is screaming to the universe for fucking mercy and not to keep proving to me how much more stronger I am. I think a lot of people relate to that, where it's you get tired of being resilient, and you get tired of being fucking strong, and you get tired of making it through all the fucking punches that life throws at you, and you get tired of seeing all the fucking pain everywhere. Not just in yourself, but in others and in life, and it's just fuck. Yeah, so this one's a little deeper, guys. If you're new here, welcome. Cherisse shares her good and her bad days. And it has been rough, and I have to just be honest about that. I'm trying to get back on the mode of creating videos more often again, guys, and I have just been so overwhelmed. And I think that me trying to feel good all the time about everything that's going on in my life has had me in a little bit of a mode of lying to myself, and me just wanting to put out material that is that. And I have to remind myself, hey, that's not my purpose of my channel. It's not just to always have this perfect positivity outlook. It's to show the whole of my life, including the bad days. So I just had to be open and honest about kind of the more downward struggle, not just the physical aspects of my life that I'm struggling in, but kind of the inner turmoil around them as well. But please do like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already, and thanks for being here. Thanks for being along for my journey, and it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright, and I know I'm gonna be alright no matter what happens. Man, I would just love consistency in my outer world. Because I've learned how to create a lot of consistency in my inner world, and yeah, it can be chaotic and up and down and a roller coaster at times, but it would be awesome to see that just more present in my life. It'll work out. It'll work out. Anyway, guys, thanks again for being here, and I hope that you guys have an amazing and beautiful day. I will try to make a video soon about this whole process of living out of my forerunner while also working, and how I kind of go about doing all of that. But till next time, I love you guys. Bye.